There seems to be an awful lot of sad stories in the news today, and there are thousands missing. Does anybody care? We built a channel where we talk about those faces. Talking News with Debbie. Cassie Barnes has still not been found, and it's been 2 years since her case first hit the spotlight. Breaking. Chattanooga and Middle Valley both behind bars. Sarah Galloway was found. She wasn't found alive. What happened to Sarah Galloway?
It's too heartbreaking to share.
Children are still missing. Children like Dorsey. You're in shame. You just got away with it. Welcome to Talking News. Hello everyone. My name is Debbie. We use big stories to push little faces.
Chasing a murder.
Hello everyone, welcome to Chasing a Murder and Talking News. So we're doing a Talking News segment. This is where we go over what's happening within the news or breaking news. So I want to talk about the Brian Laundrie case and the search efforts going right now as we speak. It's been going on for weeks and no sign of Brian Laundrie. This is attached to the Gabby Petito story. So this is the young lady that was blogging and was found deceased in Wyoming. And she and her boyfriend Brian Laundrie were supposed to be doing this travel blog together. But suddenly, after months of traveling from New York to Kansas to Utah to Wyoming, he suddenly takes off with her van, leaves her behind, and shows up alone at his parents' house in Florida. It seemed that something strange was happening, and Gabby Petito's parents were becoming very, very concerned because during that period of time, they could not get a hold of their daughter. So 10 days after he arrived in Florida, they actually filed a missing persons report, and from there, things just fired up. So last we heard was Brian Laundrie's parents, which is Chris and Roberta, said that they last seen their son Tuesday, going into the 3rd week of September, and actually they had claimed to know that getting the names mixed up. They knew of their son Brian had a backpack on and was headed hiking. The first initial report of by the parents that their son was missing was, they said, September 14th. But we found out just recently that they based that off of some type of events that they didn't mention, and that the last time that they actually saw their son was on September 13th. So right now, Brian Laundrie is considered a fugitive because they have a warrant for his arrest for credit card fraud for now. But they're expecting to upgrade those charges once autopsy reports come in and they finish investigating into this guy. So that's what we're thinking. That's speculation. There have been several people who have been on the Appalachian Trail saying that they actually ran into Brian, and they felt like they were 99% sure it was Brian that they ran into. There's a problem. He talked about his girlfriend, which he said was in California, and also he was driving a white truck. So a TV reality bounty hunter, goes by Dog, says that he believed that that Brian Laundrie may be camping and hiding out on islands in Fort DeSoto. So that's just a little bit more West Florida, more around the coast. Now he suspects that he might be in the Everglades. But the FBI continues to search the Carlton Reserve area, well, kind of, around that area. So Brian's father, Chris, joined in the search with the FBI yesterday at Mahacahatchee Creek Environmental Park. Chris was seen getting into his truck at his home with a bag of items. We don't know what they were. We assume that it's probably something to help assist in the search for his son, Brian Laundrie. Then Chris was actually seen being escorted out of the park. Several news sources have helicopter footage of this event with unmarked cars and vans. They are scattered throughout several park areas, kind of following the power line roads. So what I noticed was they were actually kind of blocking roads. That's what it appeared to be. And also they had drones out mapping the area. There were rumors that they found a campsite that was recent somewhere in that area. So that must be what kind of sparked all these cars, kind of easy in these big clusters and easy to kind of access and see. But we noticed today it's much quieter. So what I was thinking when I seen this footage yesterday, and since I've been kind of, watching these types of things, I'm starting to learn what's, when they kind of suspect they might find something. And most times, this when they go silent. So today they're pretty silent. We're not hearing a whole lot. So maybe that campsite had some signs that Brian was there. Now remember, the park's been shut down. Public, they can't go inside this park. I've used the Google Earth map and actually found that several parks are actually shut down. So what does this mean? It means possibly they found something that they feel is worth looking into, and they're using their skills in order to kind of close it in and maybe kind of try to move Brian a certain direction by using their presence. And because it's very obvious that these guys are there, so you have to wonder, are they doing this on purpose? I remember watching the Suzanne Morphew case, and I was actually one of the first people to start covering that. But then when Barry Morphew's video come out, and I noticed that police were not talking much. There was a few other clues I can't share yet, but I knew to shut up. But in this instance, not really certain if you talking about the case is going to hurt or jeopardize the case, because does he have Wi-Fi out there? Does he even have any type of technology like a cell phone? According to reports and affidavits, Brian, when he took off hiking with only his backpack, he left behind his wallet and a recently purchased cell phone. Some media sources were referring to that cell phone as a burner phone, and so we're not certain what that phone was used for. Right now, we know that the FBI do have his phone in their custody, and hopefully we'll hear more on that when we can. So here you can see, like I showed you yesterday, these two vehicles kind of blocking this little, what looks like a hiking trail or a old trail for some kind of vehicle. We're seeing a lot more from Gabby Petito's family, especially her parents. They are kind of speaking out, and you can tell that the parents are very angry and they're having trouble maintaining that anger. They are completely upset that we're not able to get Brian and get those answers that they feel they deserve. They don't understand how a man that supposedly said that he loved Gabby is acting the way that he's acting right now. And if he didn't do anything, why is he running? Let's go back to the search that's happening now. So we know that Chris, Brian's father, did meet the FBI yesterday, hung out with them for a few hours, and then left. A lot of the public was concerned from the very beginning when they first reported their son missing. Why is it that they're not out there searching for him? Because in their eyes, if it was their children, they would be out there searching. They wouldn't sleep, they wouldn't eat, they wouldn't do anything. And for my new viewers and people actually checking out my videos on this channel, I usually work outside, so there'll be a little bit of background noise occasionally. Thank you for being patient, guys. So a lot of the comments that I'm reading, you guys leave, they're like, Why is it that he decided to go help them now? Why is it that Chris and Roberta chose not to help at the beginning? They didn't seem to want to answer any questions to try to help find Gabby either. So from that lack of reaction, it kind of really give a negative impression to many of the public following this case. So here's a question that everybody's wanting to know is, how is Chris going to help them now? Well, remember, there's rumors that they found a campsite. And remember also that Chris knows where his son likes to hike in this area. He also knows where he likes to camp. So this will be very beneficial to the FBI to help determine whether that fresh campsite might have been him, or maybe it was just somebody that snuck out there and was just trying to get a close eye view of it. I mean, there's a lot of people doing that, and I have to wonder, some of these Brian sightings, I wonder if these lookalikes that we keep seeing are possibly using this to have a little fun. I sure hope not. According to Fox News, there's a former FBI agent that says that possibly Brian's father is starting to work more with the law enforcement and the FBI, and that his timing to help them is very crucial to the FBI. It might be incredibly helpful. And so a lot of people are wondering, why are they still in this area? Why are they still near the Carlton Reserve area? Well, if they're there, according to this FBI agent, former FBI agent, it goes by Stacy, she says, if the FBI is there, in her experience, they found something that they're interested in. And the reason why I'm making this video today is I feel like we might start seeing or hearing something, at least the FBI will. And was that drone that was mapping the area there to help them actually plot out a plan to kind of corner him if he's there? Stacy also touched on the fact that Brian's father was taken out to a certain area, perhaps maybe the campsite that they found there, and from there she'll be able to he will be able to point out possible hiking trails or areas that Brian might have taken coverage. So here's my personal thoughts about Chris, because we don't know the parents very well. We just know that they had a juicer company. They live in Florida. Their son is Brian. They have a daughter named Cassie. They like to garden, and they refuse to talk. I can tell you right now, things happen so fast that it's hard to believe, number one, as a parent, if you try to imagine yourself in this situation, that your child could do something like this in the first place. And then trying to soak it in on top of everything that's going on. You have an attorney saying don't say a word, while who was it? John Walsh said that attorney's advising you to do the wrong things. Whereas I'm not certain what the family should say or do at this point. Definitely, they should have said a little bit of something, and you would think that they would be interested in finding their son. So right now, the fact that Chris is more active with the FBI, maybe they'll be able to make them feel a little bit more comfortable about the situation, maybe get a little bit more information to help them and help find Brian. So I know this family is really going through a terrible time, just like, well, not just like, the Petito family they've lost everything. So they've lost completely, and right now we don't know what state Brian is in. We don't know his mental status. We don't know his plans, and what's his next step. Anyways, guys, I kind of wanted to touch base in a little bit more detail with you on what I thought was going on and what I've gathered what's going on. And then I like to hear from you guys what you feel about the case, because many of you are very, very angry. You have taken this case very personal. You can tell through your comments. And many of you have become very defensive about certain things. So you got to remember that really, from the parents' perspective and Brian's family, what do they really know? We don't have a clue because they're not talking. We do know that the Petito family, they're just getting angrier, especially the maternal mother and father, especially the father, is getting incredibly angry. That's worrisome. But yeah, I mean, I really feel like the FBI following the power line area is, in my opinion, like I said, I have found a few missing children. Not many, just 2. But you got to think outside the box, and you have to think, if you were out there, what would you do and how would you travel? Because like there's tons of water. It's not easy to travel through that area, guys. So you only have a few options. Either take these unknown trails, or at night you can travel these power line trails where you know it's open and you can't really get lost. Because at this point, he's got to be getting weak. I mean, he's got to be low on some sources. He's probably getting turned around unless he's in an area he knows well. So guys, share what you like below. Please help the channel out by subscribing and liking right now. Share the video. Also, don't forget, we still have these girls missing. So, and these children. Sad, sad stories. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Love you, and I'll see you soon.